Se você é um apaixonado por filmes faroestes, você está no canal correto. Apenas faroestes. Filmes e séries inesquecíveis. Curta esse canal. Inscreva-se e participe do seu crescimento. Compartilhe nas suas redes sociais. Apenas faroeste.
What's the trouble?
Drunken piles. They jumped me last night. Took my horse, took all my gear. Why, walked me up a fine crop of blisters. Guess maybe I'm lucky they didn't nip my hair along with everything else. Say, that coffee sure does smell good. My name's Griff Bannon.
Lloyd Trumbull.
Thanks. Oh, that helps. Yeah, that really helps. You from around here, Mr. Trumbull?
Not recently. Lived near here 20 years ago. Cattle and Indian country then. No mines, no Virginia City.
Mister, after last night, it's still Indian country. Or maybe it's just my luck. I don't know. Things start going wrong, just no stopping them.
That bad?
Worse. Say, that horse, I've seen that brand before. Is that Montana, maybe?
No, Colorado.
Oh, that's good country down that way. I bet you hated to leave it.
Wrong again. A month ago, I was riding grub lines down there. No job, no hope of getting one.
Well, you sure don't look hungry now.
But I was going to tell you. Brisket of boot one day, the next day, you got it all.
Sounds like you struck gold.
In a way. Enough so I can spare a couple of dollars to a man who's hitting it rough. As soon as I stow my gear, I'll give you a lift to town.
Mighty neighborly of you. home from school.
Miss Griggs asked me to stay after and help her. You can ask her if you don't believe me.
Did I say I didn't believe you? I asked you a question.
No,
Then what's troubling you?
nothing.
Look at me.
I told you nothing.
Don't use that tone with me. Not ever. I don't want to use this switch on you again, but you're not too big, and I'll do it if you don't behave. Now stop that. Stop crying. Don't think I can't see what's going on, because I can. So it started with your sister not telling the truth. Now you listen to me. I'm talking to you. Sneaking around, saying one thing, doing another. That's how it started. I didn't notice till it was too late. But not this time. You're not going the way she did. And no lies. When I ask you a question, you are going to answer me truthfully. You understand me?
Yes, Pa.
And you go to your room. I'll come and see you later.
It's just plain gone.
Well, maybe he's just plain asleep. He could have gotten up and walked away.
No, he wasn't asleep. I was standing right over there at the edge of the water. It's as close as I could get without swimming in it. It's too fast and cold to do that. The bridge is a mile from here, and by the time I got there and back, I just thought it'd be better and smarter to get help.
How long were you over there?
Watching him, you mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I don't know. It seemed like forever.
That fellow that you saw riding out, what did he look like?
I don't know. I only saw his back. The one here was so still that he scared me. And I saw a beetle walking on his face, and he didn't move.
Oh, sleep, hurt, dead. Well, we can't find out now, but there's something mighty strange that went on here.
Take a look at this. Somebody needs to cover up the tracks. They do a very good job of it.
Yeah, I just noticed that. I think we'd better let the sheriff know about this.
Property of Joshua Trumbull. July 12th, 1837. On this day, Marie, wife of Joshua, gave birth to a son, Lloyd Trumbull. Weight, 6 pounds, 10 ounces. That's your father's handwriting, all right. I'd recognize it any place.
I hoped you would, sir.
You don't have to sir me, son. I'm almost one of your family. Knew your mother and father well. I handled your uncle's affairs for years.
I know that, sir.
Now, there you go again. Most people call me Judge. It's been years since I've been on the bench, but my friends seem to think the name fits.
I can see why, Judge.
I took you wing shooting once. Oh, you couldn't have been more than 5 or 6. You didn't enjoy it much, though. Shotgun kicked too hard. Oh, you got your mother's coloring. But you got your father's nose. There's a strong resemblance. This is my letter to you.
It was a while catching up to me. You asked me to get in touch with you regarding the inheritance, but you didn't say exactly how Uncle Gerald died.
Oh? I thought I enclosed the clipping. Oh, it doesn't matter. I didn't tell the truth anyway. He died of foolishness. He was my friend, but he was a stubborn old... He was stubborn. He wouldn't see a doctor, and it killed him.
You said that you wanted proof of identity.
Well, you certainly brought enough. You couldn't have been more than 3 or 4 when your mother died. I don't suppose you remember.
Only that she was pretty.
You know, you're going to come into a nice piece of money. Your uncle was kind of a tight-fisted man. I used to tell him that he was a bit of a miser. When? You're wondering, when do I get the money?
Yes, I guess it was.
Well, it's nothing to be ashamed of. It's your money, and you've come a long way for it. As executor, I carried out the terms of the will. I sold the cattle, the ranch, chattels at a fair price, put the money in the bank. $42,021. I told you he was a miser. Certain formalities have to be observed. The court will want to examine these items of proof, and then they will release the money to you, minus my fee, of course.
Of course, but how long will it be before I actually get the money?
Oh, 10 days, 2 weeks.
Well, see, I used up most of my money getting here. I gotta find something. You're the only person in town that I know.
Oh, the court wouldn't approve an advance. Bad practice. Are you a cattleman?
I work cattle.
Good. The Ponderosa. They're hiring some extra hands for a roundup. The owner, Ben Cartwright, is an old friend of mine. You just give him this.
Thank you.
You know, I could advance you the money myself, but I'm a bit of a miser, too. Besides, when a man is young and healthy, he ought to earn his own way.
You're right, Judge.
Well, it's drink time. So if you step over to the Silver Dollar across the street with me, it'll be my pleasure.
And mine. Thank you.
Are you all right?
Oh, it's this cold. The cough keeps hanging on. Say, them 2 in the wagon, the man and little girl, I swear I've seen them before in Colorado.
Without my spectacles, I can't tell who they are. You know them. You'll probably see them again.
I'll make a point of it.
Well, this is where Jamie saw the body, from over there.
That close, there's no mistaking a rock or something for a man.
No, sir. He was laying right down there, all sprawled out, with one arm hanging over.
He could have been unconscious or hurt. It'd be hard to tell from across the river.
Well, then why would that other man ride out like he did, instead of trying to help him?
That's one I can't answer. Another one is who tried to brush out these tracks and why. I'll start a search for a body and ask a few questions of the neighbors around. See if anybody else saw anything out of the way.
Yeah.
If I turn up anything, I'll let you know.
Thanks, Clem.
He didn't believe a word I said.
Clem?
Yeah.
He's going to investigate, which means that he believed you. Now, don't worry about it. He's a good lawman.
Well, I sure know what I saw. A dead man.
Yeah.
No, Bob, that goes over in the rear end of that wagon. Something we can do for you?
Well, I sure hope so. I hear you're starting your roundup. Thought maybe you could use an extra hand.
You don't look much like a working saddle stiff to me.
Maybe, but I sure can put out a day's work for a day's pay. Say, you wouldn't happen to be Mr. Cartwright now, would you?
No, he's inside and busy.
Well, I got something, yeah, here it is. It's kind of a get-to-know-you card from Judge Garraway to Mr. Cartwright.
Well, you should have come up with this in the first place. Saved us both some time. Come on.
James L. Cochran. You're on the payroll. Bill. Good to see you again. Well, this is your 7th roundup, isn't it?
No, more like the 9th. I'm sure glad to be here.
Good to have you, Bill.
Thank you.
Bill Kelly.
Same.
Dusty. Miss Garraway. Well, Miss Garraway sent you at the right time, Mr. Trumbull. We're hiring men for the roundup.
Well, to tell you the almighty truth, I ain't exactly what you might call a top hand. But you got any line riding that needs doing, I'm your man.
Fine, you're hired.
Well, I sure do thank you, Mr. Cartwright.
Oh, I'll just do the job, that's all I ask. Dusty, show me where to bed down.
Sure thing.
Oh, golly, I'm sorry.
That's quite all right, young fella. When I was your age, I like to move fast, too.
Huh. Here's that supply list you want at house.
No, thank you, Jimmy.
Would you like me to check it out for you?
Yeah, if you like.
Okay. Hey, here's that guy I almost bumped into.
What do you mean, almost?
Yeah.
Name's Trumbull. He's a new hand.
Yeah, or used to be until you almost scared him away.
Yeah, I guess I did that, didn't I?
I wonder if he's related to old Gerald Trumbull.
Could be. I heard in town the other day you had a nephew out here trying to lay claim to the ranch.
Really?
Yeah.
Will you 3 stop gossiping like a bunch of old women? Or have you forgotten we're shoving up a roundup first thing in the morning? Now get your work done.
Yes, sir.
Oh, careful, careful. Handle gently, or you'll bruise the skin.
Bruise them? Why, we'll break them. Or didn't you know there's eggs?
Egg? Who tell you put egg in potato sack?
Just a joke, I'll say.
Joke. I give you joke. 내가 잘해요. 같이 잘해요.
We're just about ready, Pa.
All right. Jamie?
Hi, Jamie.
Hi.
Mr. Trumbull, can I see you for just a moment, please?
Something I can do for you, Mr. Cartwright?
Well, you know, Dusty has that game leg, and I'm afraid he won't be able to do any riding. So I've asked Jamie to show you the northbound defenses.
I'll be obliged.
I'm afraid it has to be done today, though, because tomorrow this young fellow goes back to school.
Oh, sounds like I'm using up your day off, huh?
Oh, I don't mind.
We'll see you at the end of the week. You get to school bright and early now.
Sure.
Take care of things, huh, Jamie?
Cartwright sure runs one fine spread here.
Yeah. Ponderosa's about the best ranch there is, I guess. Well, we still got a few miles to go before we hit that fence you'll be riding. Come on.
Any neighbors around here? I haven't seen any houses.
Oh, yeah, there's a couple. One's about a quarter of a mile over there.
Well, who might they be, just in case I run into them?
manufacturers.
Well, you probably know them pretty well. I mean, people being friendly like they are hereabouts?
Yeah, pretty well, I guess. We'd better be moving faster, Mr. Trumbull. We've still got a ways to go.
Sure thing. Yes, sir, good neighbors is a wonderful thing. I remember when I was your age or thereabouts, the Warner family was real close, wonderful people. They had a little daughter, about my age. Mary, her name was. I took a fancy to her, carried her books home from school and like that. Hey, Jimmy, I don't suppose there's maybe a neighbor girl around here that you kind of cotton to?
Well... Oh, there's Clem. Hey, Clem!
Friend of yours, is he?
Sure is. Clem Foster's deputy sheriff.
Morning, Jamie.
Hi, Clem. Clem, this is Mr. Trumbull. He's line riding for us this week.
Morning, Deputy.
Trumbull, heard you've come to town. Judge Garraway tells me you've come into your uncle's property.
Yeah, well, a man's luck changes, you know. One day it's a biscuit of boot, and next day you got it all.
Afraid that's the truth. Jamie, you've had a couple days to think about it. I was wondering if you remembered anything else about that man you saw right away.
No, sir, I sure don't.
There must have been something special about him. His size, his coloring, the clothes he was wearing.
Nope.
What about the horse he was riding?
It's just an ordinary horse, a bay, I think.
That's no good to us. Half the cow ponies in the country are bays.
Golly, Clem, I sure wish I could help you, but I just can't remember another thing, you know?
That's all right, Jamie. But if you do, you be sure and get in touch with me right away.
Sure will.
Glad to have you for a neighbor, Mr. Trumbull. Good luck to you here.
Thank you very kindly, Deputy.
See you, Clem.
So long.
He sure is a friendly soul. Just like everybody else hereabouts.
Yeah, he is.
You know something, Jimmy? I think everything's going to turn out just fine for me around here.
Well, that's good. Come on.
Don't push. Now, we're not going to do that. Jamie, get in line, dear. Come along.
You come home straight after school, you hear?
Where did you go to Friday after school? I looked all over for you.
I can't talk to you.
Why not?
My father doesn't want me to.
Wait a minute. Did you see anything strange on the way home?
No, nothing.
Well, you must have. You were ahead of me.
No, I was... Miss Griggs asked me to stay after.
But I looked.
That's enough, please.
Well, Neta, I wanted to ask you to go to the school picnic with me.
You're late, Neta. You're late, Jamie. All right, everybody.
The capital of New York is Albany. The capital of Massachusetts is Springfield. The capital of Ohio is Springfield?
Neta, is that correct?
No.
What is the capital?
Columbus.
That's right. Sit down, women, dear. Class, attention. Class.
me about it, and they don't know whether to believe Jamie or not. Well, if you ask me, Neta, I just don't think there's a word of truth to it. As a matter of fact, I believe Jamie made up the whole thing.
Why would he do a thing like that?
I don't know, maybe just to get attention.
Jamie wouldn't do that.
He's a boy, isn't he? Or do you really think he saw a dead man?
I wouldn't know.
Say, why don't we go there? Might be kind of scary fun to see where a dead man was.
I can't. My father told me to come straight home.
You can go home that way. It's closer even. Come on.
No.
What's the matter?
Nothing.
Are you afraid to go there?
Of course not. I just have to get home.
Well, all right then. But I still think it's a scrumptious idea. See you tomorrow.
Bye, Wilma.
Neta, what's the trouble, girl? What's the trouble? Get in. Neta, can't you tell me now what happened back there? Was it some boy who... Huh?
Papa, no.
All right, all right. Go on in the house now. Wash your face. Lie down and rest. I have to go someplace. I won't be too long. Just you wait in the house.
Estamos apresentando Bonanza.
Miss Griggs,
Continue, Jamie.
But Miss Griggs, I've already
Continue, Jamie. Why, it's Mr. Thatcher. How nice to see you.
Miss Griggs, could I talk to you for a few minutes?
Of course.
I have a couple of questions I'd like to ask.
Yes, Mr. Thatcher.
Does my Neta ever have to do that?
No, not that I remember. Netta's well behaved, a fine student. But you should know that. You see her report cards.
Yes. They seem all right.
All right. It's better than that, Mr. Thatcher. Netta's one of the best students I have.
Did you keep her after school Friday?
No, I didn't. Jamie?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you think you can remember what you've just been writing?
Yes, ma'am.
Very well. That'll be all for today.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. Hi, Mr. Thatcher.
Now, Mr. Thatcher?
Friday. She said you asked her to stay after school and help you.
I see.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
Thank you.
Just a moment, please. She's a good girl, Mr. Thatcher.
She's a liar.
You're going to punish her.
I am. I won't have a liar in my house. She's been up to something. Hiding in her room the last few days. She starts to cry if I even look at her.
Why? That's what I'd be wondering.
Well, I'll find out. I'll get it out of her somehow. I've been through this with her sister. First one lie, and then another and another, until she couldn't tell the truth if she tried.
You punished her, too.
Not half enough.
She ran off and got married.
She... Neta tell you that?
No, Mr. Thatcher. But there are no secrets in a schoolhouse. Children do talk about what they hear at home.
Well, not if they're mine.
You love your daughter very much. You must. Or you wouldn't be so concerned. But you're terribly strict with her.
I'm a widower. It's not easy for a man to raise a girl. But she's not going to run wild the way her sister did.
I've never had a child of my own. But I've known a great many. Neta's afraid of you, Mr. Thatcher. She's in trouble and she needs help, but she's afraid of you. That's why she hides in her room and cries.
She has nothing to be afraid of.
Then you'll have to prove that to her, won't you, Mr. Thatcher? I suggest you start right now.
You don't care what you say, do you?
I care. That's why I said it.
You were right, Jimmy.
Well, where'd you find him?
Back over there, buried under some rocks and brush. He was murdered, no doubt. I don't know who he is. No papers, no identification. Pockets turned inside out and clean. There is something we do know.
What's that?
We know you saw the man who killed him.
Yeah, I guess that's right.
We've got to find that man, Jamie. Arrest him and try him for murder. And you've got to help me do it.
But how, Clem? I've already told you everything I know.
And it's not enough. A man with no description riding a bay horse. I couldn't arrest anybody on that, let alone get a conviction.
Well, what do you need?
I need a positive identification.
Well, how can I give you a positive?
Maybe there's something you've overlooked. Just one thing that would lead us right to the man we're after. Think, Jamie. Think hard.
I'll try, Clem.
Do that. Otherwise, we're going to have a killer loose here in the territory.
Neta! Neta! Neta, it's me, Jamie! Neta! Open the door! Neta!
Go away, Jamie.
Look, I've got to talk to you.
Go away, please. My father will be back any minute.
No, he's at the school. I just saw him there. Now, please, Ned, it's very important, honest.
What do you want?
Miss Griggs didn't keep you after on Friday.
She did too.
She said she didn't. So you left the schoolyard ahead of me, right? Now, where the road runs along the creek, you must have seen...
No, I didn't see anything.
Neta, I'm your friend. You don't have to lie to me.
All right. I did see. Jamie, I've been so scared I haven't been able to eat or sleep or think or...
I know. Just take it easy. Have you told anybody?
I can't. I really can't. Even you. You don't know how hard it is to talk about it.
Well, what did you see? All right, you saw two men, right? Now, one was laying over the rock. Now, the other one, did you see his face?
I'll never forget it. Never.
All right, you gotta tell Clem what he looks like.
No, I can't tell anybody. I'm in enough trouble with my father already.
Neta, that man you saw is a murderer.
You don't know that. We don't even know if the body was dead.
Yes, we do. Clem found it. That's why you've got to tell him what that man looks like.
He's probably miles away from here by now. Clem could never catch him.
He might if he just knows what he looks like. All he needs is a good description.
If I do, and my father learns I lied to him, he'll...
Neta, you have to. We can't let him get away. He's a killer and he's on the loose. We've got to help Clem find him.
All right. I'll tell Clem.
Fine. Come on. Boy, I'm sure glad you decided to talk to Clem. It's only Mr. Trumbull. Hi, Mr. Trumbull.
Jamie, that's him. That's the man.
risk it. It'll be dark in about an hour, so we've got to stay right here until then.
Can't. My father...
Well, then I'll go home with you. I'll tell him what happened. He'll understand.
No, he won't. I know him. He won't believe us.
Well, then we'll go to the Ponderosa. Hopsy and Dusty will believe us, and Dusty can get Clem to rest Mr. Trumbull. Your father will have to believe you then.
Golly, Mr. Thatcher. You mean Neta wasn't home at all when you got there?
No, she wasn't. You sure she said she was coming straight home when you left her?
That's what she said, all right. 'Cause you told her to go straight there after school. Sure is funny, isn't it?
You didn't see anybody else on the way? Any boys, maybe?
Gosh, no. Of course, some of them are always trying to hang around us.
Which ones? What are their names?
Oh, there's, Melvin Broderick, and Bill Roscoe, and Jamie Hunter. But...
Which one of those is Neta most interested in?
Oh, golly. I don't know. Jamie Hunter, maybe.
That's the boy who lives with the Cartwrights, huh?
Uh-huh. Sure is funny, isn't it, Mr. Thatcher? Neta not being home like that. You'd think she'd at least have told me where she was going.
We had to stay there till dark. He was on a horse at first. I had to throw a rock at the horse to get him off.
We've been running for hours.
Look, do you know where Dusty is? Dusty, do you know where he is? I just gotta get the sheriff.
Dusty go to town to see doctor. He come back tomorrow.
The Trumbull's chasing us, Hopsing.
Wait. Who takes you?
The new hand, Trumbull.
Hopsing not understand. Why he takes you?
He's gonna kill us.
Who gonna kill you?
The new hand, Hopsing, Trumbull.
Why he want to hurt anybody?
He's a man. Neta saw him. He's a murderer, Hopsing. He's a murderer. Run!
right. Nobody will hurt you now.
Mr. Turnbull is a very bad man.
You all right, young fella?
Yes, sir, thank you.
It's all right now.
It's all right.
Hey, that buggy looks real good.
Oh, thank you. I guess I better be starting now.
What's your rush? Got a whole hour yet. Won't take you more than 20 minutes to get there.
Oh, I know. You never know. Something might happen.
Like what?
Oh, something, I don't know.
That's it.
Hi.
I guess we're ready.
Yeah, I guess.
Well, have a nice time.
We will, thank you.
Jamie?
Yes, sir?
Don't you want the picnic basket?
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
Have a nice picnic.
We will, sir. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Took me a while to remember. I enjoyed picnics.